Hello world! I grew up in Canada, and this is what clip art looks like. At least it's what I thought clip art looked like, until I found out about Irastoya, a free Japanese clip art site. I was in need of some Japanese related clip art for one of my videos, and it had everything I desired. A prime minister, a governor, a mayor, and a 100 yen coin. I could have used Western style clip art, but it would have looked more like this. This is seriously some of the best choices I got when I filtered for Creative Commons clip art in Microsoft Word. Microsoft stopped offering their own clip art back in 2014 and switched to pulling images off the internet using Bing search, which for those of you who have no clue what I just said is like Microsoft's version of Google search. Why does Japan's clip art look so uniform and high quality, whereas a search for clip art in English pulls up stuff like this? If I was going to tell my story about how I came to Japan, this is what it would look like using Japanese clip art. Why did I move to Japan? Well, my wife's Japanese, and that pretty much tells the story, doesn't it? Okay, a few more details. When we got married, we lived in Canada and had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. But after the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, my wife wanted to be back in Japan, close to family, so we moved. Of course, the story is more complicated than that, but that's the very simple version. Now, I'll tell the exact same story using Creative Commons clip art. Why did I move to Japan? Well, my wife's Japanese, and that pretty much tells the story, doesn't it? Okay, a few more details. When we got married, we lived in Canada and had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. But after the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, my wife wanted to be back in Japan, close to family, so we moved. Of course, the story is more complicated than that, but that's the very simple version. So why does Japan's clip art look so consistently good? The simple answer is Mifune Takashi. He started uploading illustrations to his site daily on January 31st, 2012, and has basically been doing it ever since. Although, due to the high volume of other work, he doesn't create new art as regularly as he used to. You can find his artwork everywhere. YouTubers use them to help illustrate concepts. NHK, the Japanese government-owned national broadcaster, will use them in their news articles. They'll be used in notices for students. They'll be found in health insurance handouts. You can find them in health posters. My Japanese teacher even uses them for her lessons. So why has practically everyone in Japan both seen and used Takashi-san's clip art? First of all, it's basically free. I'll expand on this later. And it's very easy to use. Just search for what you want and download. Pro tip, make sure to click on the image first so that you can save the higher quality version. Secondly, there's a ton of images, and he's got most situations covered. Need some COVID-related stuff? No problem. Want some historical technology? He's got you. Like to go back in history? He's also got your back. There's illustrations for modern issues, and ones for the changing times. There's even one of me editing. And then there's just cool ninja stuff. I would keep on showing you great clip art, but it's literally costing me every time I do, which I'll get to. But thirdly, and this is sounding like when I had to write school reports, the artwork is consistent and is quality. His style across all images is similar, so when you use multiple images of his, they'll all work together. If you go to other sites, there will be multiple contributors, and thus the styles may not match well together. Fourth of all, the usage rules are simple. You don't need to be a member, so no signing up and creating passwords. Anyone can use up to 20 images for a school lesson, video, poster, basically any project for free. Fifthly, the artwork is just good. Yes, that's a subjective opinion, but I just wanted to go up to fifthly because I like the sound of it. So I keep on saying the artwork is basically free. So what's the catch? If you read the nitty-gritty of the terms of usage, you can't use it for illegal or naughty stuff. But in general, you can use it for whatever you want, and importantly, for commercial purposes. For commercial usage, there is a cap of 20 illustrations per project, webpage, video, or thing you create. After that, you pay 1,000 yen per extra illustration, which is like $9 US. There are some FAQs that really get into the minute details, but for the average user, you can simply use the images and not worry about it. And that's what the majority of clip art users want, an easy, no-fuss way to illustrate what they want to communicate. So Irastoya is a place to find a plethora of images. Check. Easy to use? Check. Basically free? Check. High quality? Check. Topical? Check. The go-to site for Japanese clip art? Check. So how does this dude make money? I wish I could ask Takashi-san, but here's his stance on interviews. 苦手なのでお断りをしております。本当に申し訳ありません. Here's the Google Translate version. I'm not good at it, so I refuse. Really sorry. Despite not being able to interview the man, I think it's easy to deduce that he does make money from a few things. He has ads on his site, so page views equals cash. From those using the images commercially, he gets an extra 1,000 yen for each image used over 20. Merch and collaborations, like his collab with a messaging app Line to create stickers, and his very own line of cute things using mascots he created. The thing I found most surprising is that Takashi-san does all the artwork himself. I for sure thought he would have had others helping him out. When we wrote him, and by we I mean my wife, saying we wanted to make a video about him for YouTube, and that we may end up showing hundreds of images as we talk about his site, he said, sure, that's fine, it's just an extra 1,000 yen per image over 20. Now that we're at this point in the video, we'll see if I blurred a ton of photos to not break the bank on making this, or if he decided that this was educational or news-like enough that we're permitted to show the amount of illustrations that we did without going too crazy on the over 20 budget. And the final price tag for making this video is... So when making this video, I used openclipart.org to get my Western style clip art. I did my best to find images that matched well, but like, here's what Japanese woman pops up. What image would work for my wife? Let's try out map of Japan. Some interesting options. Let's just try Japan. Yeah, there's some unique stuff out there. You can literally see why it's hard to find good clip art. You can also see that I did try to find decent clip art for when I briefly told my story about coming to Japan, but it was tough. So the cool thing about openclipart.org is that all their images are said to be in the public domain and thus free to use without copyright worries. This is of course as long as the contributors actually have the rights to the images when they upload. But yeah, you can see why Takashi-san's basically free clip art is so ubiquitous in Japan. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace. Can the illustrations be used outside of Japan? 問題ありません. No problem.